History. Diverticulitis, my first flare-up. So, I got diagnosed with diverticulitis. I had a perforated sigmoid colon diverticulitis in January last year, and I had a pretty horrendous hospital stay. Not because of the medics, not because of the staff, because I just it was. I've done videos on that. It's not important, but since then, we'll scroll on with no other parts of my life and things like that. But generally, with diverticulitis, you do always. It's very hard to adjust, and I find everyone's probably different. Like with any illness, everyone's slightly different in how it affects them. The underlying cause is the same, but the symptoms people experience are very idiosyncratic, and personally, it's very difficult. And in terms of confidence levels, in terms of just feeling normal, feeling happy to eat things, just feeling. There's always a feeling there in my bowels, which isn't always anxiety. But anyway, the point is, Wednesday was my first proper, I think, flare up since January last year, and I'd had a great day. I'd walked the dog and things, and I'd made tea and things. I'd made a curry the night before, and only a mild curry, just a sauce one for me and my missus. But the difference is this time, because we've had it a lot of times. This difference this time is that she was at work, frozen spinach as opposed to fresh spinach. And that seemed to be very stringy. And I felt on the Wednesday, we ate that on the Tuesday night. And on the Wednesday, my stomach, I didn't feel the pains I felt with diverticulitis, but my bowel movements felt very weird. But I sort of got over that and got, okay, that's just. I didn't think about it then, but on that evening, on the Wednesday, my missus had gone to bed, and I'd just gone to chill for a bit, and I sat down, and just right from my top of my bladder type area, sort of just above my penis there, and right under, it was the pain, really, really bad pain, and it was weird, and it was sort of intermittent type pain, but it didn't feel like, I couldn't remember the pain from before, so it was a bit scary, so I thought, I just waited a bit, hung it out, and then it sort of kept happening again, but it was sort of less, it was more in the bladder area, and it was like, oh, hang on, something twigged, and it was like that. I know this type of pain. This is like last time, because last time I waited about 5 days. Well, probably 10. Well, I waited 2 years before I went to the doctor, to be honest, about any stomach issues, and I really should have done when I started pooing blood, but I just ignored it. So it's my own fault, the first one, really. But this time I got that pain, and I was like, right, so I switched straight away, just started drinking, took some paracetamol, a lot of water, went on to soft food, and it's been really weird, my bowels. The trouble is, I'm not a good regular eater anyway. It was half the problem. I'm my own fucking worst, excuse me, I'm swearing, my own worst enemy when it comes to that. But it's, yeah, and it's sort of easing a bit at the moment. It was Wednesday, on Sunday. It's been better. The first 2 nights, I mean, I had a broken rib anyway, which didn't help, because when you cough, I noticed it was then my rib and my bladder. It's a recovering rib, but anyway, enough problems. So hopefully, I'll just stick to a lot more water and soft food diet. Now, when I say soft food, I was like putting white bread in soup to make it like my consultant at the time said, yeah, think of it as what you eat as wallpaper paste. So you eating these things together, and that's the thing. I think just that sort of frozen spinach. So basically, it's an advert to eat fresh spinach and not frozen spinach because it's too stringy and it affects you. But other things don't affect me, and other things do. And like I said, we're all different. But hopefully, I can avoid hospital, which is my key intention. So lots of water, lots of behaving, etc., etc. All stay safe, and yeah.